The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
If I were to say to you, close your eyes and tell me how many windows you have in your living room or any room. With your eyes opened, you can see those windows, right? Well, if you can see your windows, you can see your life. See the windows in any room with eyes open wide or shut tight. See the quality of your living by what you do or say. Do you see happiness or gloom in the life you live today? Are the clouds of despair the only thing you see? Do you wonder, who cares to come and rescue me? If you can see your windows, you can see your life. You can change clouds to sunshine by doing what you feel is right. See the rainbows in your life, fleeting moments in your day. See the beauty you can find in what you do or say. We are what we think about every day. We live by faith, fear, or doubt, believing life is but one way. We can think ourselves into happiness, misery, or pain by seeing what we stand to lose or seeing what we stand to gain. If you can see your windows, you can see your life. Awareness is the key. You have the control. You can see your life right. So let me ask you, how do you see your life? How do you want to see your life? Is there a gap between the two? Hello, hello, hello. I am excited tonight because my guest, she is the happy helper. And we're going to be looking at, how are you seeing your life? How do you want to see your life? How can we turn happy in from crappy? When life has given us lemons, how do we make lemonade? So let me pull my guest up. Hello, Amanda.
Hey, everybody.
How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, I'm just excited. If I were to do that, what I'm going to do is read your bio, and then I'm going to give you the floor to talk about how can we be happy from the happy helper. So Amanda Lindsey, she's the spreader of the happy and the happy helper. She inspires people into shape. Shape meaning spreading happiness across planet Earth. She helps them find the happy in the crappy and assists entrepreneurs to maintain happy client relationships. She is creator of International Happiness Movement and Facebook group Project S.H.A.P.E, spreading happiness across planet Earth. And wallet-sized bundles of joy called S.H.A.P.E cards. Amanda loves spreading happiness through storytelling. She is a 3-time international best-selling author, writes for online publications, and distributes a happy email newsletter. Her speaking endeavors include guest spots on podcasts, summits, and online presentations. Virtually, physically, and by using her voice, she spreads happiness with hugs and smiles galore to anybody, anytime, anywhere. Her mission is spreading happiness, but her ultimate why is love. She strives to make each encounter as meaningful and joyful as possible. Encourager, supporter, and avid cheerleader, Amanda believes that one of us wins when we all win. When one of us wins, we all win. Let me say that again. When one of us wins, we all win. When not spreading the happy, you will find Amanda embracing her own happiness, writing, being in nature, dancing to music in her kitchen, trying new foods, traveling to new places, and visiting with loved ones and hula hooping. So I am just excited that you're here, and I am going to give you the floor, and I want you to share your story and share how you became the happy helper.
All right. Well, okay. So the beginning, I guess, of it all started when I was age 15. And by the way, I am 42 now. So we've been dealing with about 27 years here of chronic health issues that I'm about to tell y'all. And so when I was 15, I got several viruses, and these viruses just completely destroyed my immune system. And from there, it kind of evolved to a really, really severe form of fibromyalgia. And this included joint pain, severe fatigue. And when it started, it was kind of a flare-up deal. It would come maybe a couple of months, and then, symptoms I'd have to deal with, and then I'd be okay for a little while. And then, a year or two would pass maybe, and then I'd have another flare-up. And again, ups and downs. Well, then there was one flare-up that just never went away. And that was in 2009. And with that was pretty much the worst flare-up ever. And it kind of led to a daily having to manage my conditions. And what ended up happening is I lost the ability to walk independently. I was, brain fog, hardcore. I couldn't work anymore. I was, pretty much, I was either on the couch or in the bed and had to have people move me back and forth. And social life, you could kiss that goodbye. I was married at the time, and it was not going so well. So adding on not only the physical issues, I had a lot of emotional issues because my marriage was tanking as well. So pretty much it was crap building up on crap, essentially. Well, as time goes on, I let's see. I realized that I needed to get honest with myself, because there were some things that just I was denying a lot of the issues I was having. Sure, I was kind of living in my head. I was living in flare-up mode. Yeah, it's going to go away. Things are, it's just happening in my head, and and I was just denying the whole thing. And that was also adding a bunch of tension, a bunch of problems onto me. So what the tools that I'm getting ready to go through, that kind of the journey into finding the happy and the crappy, I will go through them as they apply to my chronic health issues. And it's basically, it's an inner journey to find the your sparkle, your inner happiness, your inner sparkle. And that's kind of why I always like wearing the sparkly shirts, because it's a reminder that the sparkle, yeah, it's this is on the outside for me right now, but it's always on the inside. It doesn't matter what's going on outside. And so finding the happy and the crappy is this journey into finding that inner sparkle. And so what I'm going to go into with is the tools and kind of the foundations of the journey. If that's cool with you, that works.
That works. But before you do, I
Mhm.
need to ask you a couple of questions.
Absolutely.
One, it sounds like some of your symptoms were like MS. Was it like that?
Um, oh goodness, we did all the tests. I kid you not. Like, I mean, I went through a good battery of tests, and everything came up, normal or negative or anything. So a lot of it was just kind of unknown and working with the symptoms. And so I had some amazing doctors that were just helping me with symptom management. Um, and then, a different level of circumstances or health issues kind of evolved as well. There was a really good, bad year from 2013 to 2014 where I was completely bedridden. I had a condition called CRPS or RSD, and it stands for Complex Regional Pain Syndrome. And with that, what was happening to me is my nerves, it's a nervous system disorder, and my nerves were wound up so tight that my body was like hardening and like curving in on itself. Like my whole body was moving into actually the fetal position. So obviously my body was trying to protect myself, and it literally, and it was just like hardened. All my joints were, and it was crazy. There were days where the only thing I could do is open my eyes. That was the only voluntary control that I had. And I spent a year that way, and then found an amazing, it was kind of a controversial experimental treatment at the time, and it was outpatient ketamine treatments. And that actually just gave me a new life. After 5 days, or actually after the first day of these outpatient treatments, I could that night I was moving my toes, and I was like, oh my goodness, I woke up to moving my toes by myself, and it was the most beautiful, heartwarming, oh my God. And I know I made my parents cry in the hotel room. I was like, it's like I'm moving my toes. It was so, oh man. And um after the full treatment, I was able to move again, independently. And so that was awesome. I built up again my endurance and my strength to where I could use like the walker and, things like that. And so, lo and behold, I have to tell you guys today, I am actually walking independently, because I've had some miracles just occur. I had an amazing healing experience when I was on a retreat this past March, and had a healer and a massage therapist work on my foot. And after she worked on my foot, I could stand completely flat, which I wasn't able to do. And then the very next day, I realized that I could actually walk and pick up my feet again, and it was just fantastic. And so I'm learning to have, it's almost like learning to walk again, to have a new body, and I'm literally getting a new start. It's amazing.
And you know what's amazing is the trauma that you've gone through with your body, but yet you're the happy helper. So how did you go from being so sick, physically ill with all these difficulties? How did you go to being the happy helper? How did that happen?
Well, with the tools that I realized I was as I was going through things, these I was like, you know, these tools. I'm like, these can help not only me, but they can help other people. And so that's where the happy helper comes into play. I help you to find the happy and the crappy based on the journey that I took and the foundations and tools that have helped me. And so overall, the foundations, I guess, that we're gonna go with are it's coexistence, and that's gonna be like the first mindset. And
Okay.
that whole thing is that happiness can coexist with all and any emotion. And I don't mean it like you can like happiness is gonna always be in the situation that you're in. I mean that happiness can always be in your life, regardless of the situation that you're in. So they coexist together, and and a lot of the times I think that's kind of confusing. People are like, well, if I'm going through a real crappy time, how can I be happy? I'm like, well, it's you kind of got to step out of yourself and that situation and see that your whole life isn't that situation. And so you can be happy.
That's a valid point. And I think if we can think in terms of this too shall pass,
Yes,
and if
absolutely.
we can think in terms of, like you said, coexisting, the situation may appear to be like this right now,
Mhm.
but then there's so many other things that I can be thankful for and happy about. So that's what makes that coexistence. Is that not correct?
That is true. And it's also a looking forward to the future. So it's like, yeah, this is my drama, this is my crap now, but you know, it's not always going to be this way, and there's I can look forward to things. And so if you can it's a it is a tough kind of a mind game, but it definitely helps when you can get that mindset. So that's
Looking forward to the future.
yes, absolutely.
But also, I'm sure mindfulness plays a part in this as well.
Big time. Big time. And a lot of it is being and being present and um, being grateful for where you are right now, being grateful for uh, all the things you do have, irrespective of the things that you don't, you know. And and then the second, I guess, foundation or insight or over, yeah, we're gonna say the second like overall thing is that independence, and that is that happiness is an inside job, and that it's not dependent at all on your outside circumstances. So it's
Say that again.
I gotcha right here. Happiness is not dependent on your outside circumstances. Although, you know, when your outside circumstances are sparkly like my shirt, your inside can totally be happy, and it elevates it when your outside circumstances are happy, but it doesn't have to be happy for you to have that inner sparkle.
And it's like letting your light shine in the midst of whatever you're going through, and also thinking like the little quote, I once complained I had no shoes until I met someone that had no feet. There's always someone that may be in a worse condition than you are. Think about that. Think
Yeah.
about that. I mean, we all go through our stuff, but if
Yes.
we can focus, like you said, on the things to be grateful for and not complain and murmur. One of the reasons that the children of Israel were in the wilderness for 40 years because they constantly complained and murmured. And so put that aside. All right, go ahead.
Oh, no, no, no. You're absolutely right. It's where you are focusing, where your attention, how to go. It's where the attention goes, the energy flows, you know? I loved that little rhyme right there. And that definitely it applies completely.
Where the attention goes.
The energy flows.
Now, let me ask you, because while you were going through your illnesses and what have you were actually focusing in on these things that you now teach people?
No, actually, this no, honestly, my attention was flowing the other way, and that's I'm not saying it was causing my problems, but it made my problems a lot worse. And so when these tools and foundations that I've come up with, actually, I realized when I was writing a chapter in one of my books, and when I was writing that chapter, it's actually from this book here, Divine Love.
Okay,
And
let me pull it
oh,
up so the audience can see it.
yeah,
That's the second book? Or
yeah,
the
that's the second one. It's the
Okay.
pink one, yeah. And my chapter in that book is Finding the Happy and the Crappy, the Cadillac of Wheelchairs, and Realizing My Source of Joy. And pretty much,
Source of joy. Let's talk about where is your source of joy?
oh, when what I eventually realized is that my source of joy is me, and that everywhere I go, I can be happy because happiness is me. That is my source of joy.
Wow, my source of joy is me. All right. And you know what? That's also an affirmation that people can start saying. My source of joy is me.
You are
And
right. I love that.
with me also, one of the other things that I look at is the joy of the Lord is my strength.
Yes.
That's one of the things that I also focus on. So my source of joy is me. Okay. Go ahead, keep talking.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. And then so like the third like overall foundation of the journey, we'll say, is that happiness is available to anyone, anytime, anywhere. And this one is the tough part to swallow, and this is where I was going with before, is that we have to choose and we have to allow it into our lives. And as I was saying, when I was going through a lot of my crap, I was not allowing it in. I was not choosing. I, it was I was focusing on all the things that I was losing. I was losing my job, my friends, my marriage, my life, basically my independence. And so when you're I just wasn't letting it in. And so if we can remember to that it's always available. It's up to us.
And it's so true. I remember years ago, I was in my apartment and I was feeling really kind of down. And that song, Don't Worry, Be Happy,
Oh, I love this song.
I started just saying, don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. And I kept saying it over and over and over again. And finally, I just started laughing because I'm like, Vera, you're in this house by yourself and they're saying, don't worry, be happy. And as a result of saying it over and over and over again, my attitude changed. and I just started laughing, and then I started feeling happy. So we have that kind of control. We
We
have that kind of power.
got the power. Yes. The power of choice. Absolutely. Absolutely. I talk about choice as being one of our happiness superpowers, actually. That is one thing that I do say. It's definitely a thing.
Wow. So, okay, I'm typing this as we're talking. Um, so, choice being our happiness superpower. Now, that's interesting because what people fail to realize is we have that kind of control
I know.
and choice. And Zig Ziglar, he had a poem about belief. And one of the things he says, out of everything that has been created, only man has the ability to believe. Believing in yourself, believing in your higher power, believing in your abilities, believing that you can be happy.
Yes. Believe it and you will see it.
Yes, yes. So, okay, I'm going to ask you a question because one of the things, my focus is with parents and their children.
Okay.
So, growing up as a child, what was your childhood like?
Absolutely amazing. I have I have the most supportive parents. They taught me unconditional love. They taught me independence. They taught me just the value of life, and they are my, oh, they're my rocks, they're my role models, and I love them so much. And they really they they went through a whole lot of crap too with me, because like I said, this stuff started when I was 15. And so I'm sure, I mean, I know it scared the crap out of them, but I'm sure that there were a lot of things that they didn't express to me while things were going on. So I just and yet they were there for me all the time, no matter what. And even in my even today, because I live with them now, and they help me in the areas that I still need assistance with, because I cannot drive. And so they bring me to my doctor's appointments and all sorts of things. They're amazing. And so I give mad props to my parents. Yes.
Amen. That's awesome. And, parents, it's so important to be supportive and encouraging of your children, even if at times you're upset with them or annoyed by them. Having that support and that unconditional love is so important.
And
So
two,
important. Go
they
ahead.
just parents out there, your children, you know, young or grown, they may not express to you how much that you mean to them, but you really do need to realize that you do mean the world to them.
And what I want to suggest, since you brought that up, I challenge you, and this is Father's Day weekend coming up. I challenge you to share with your parents, both your parents, how much you value and appreciate them, and ask them to do the same for you. Because a lot of times parents don't realize how their kids perceive them, and children don't realize how their parents perceive them because they're feeling like most of the time they're being disciplined or, those kinds of things. So this weekend, share and show appreciation by telling your parents how you feel about them, how you value what they've given you, and ask them to do the same for you. That's a powerful, powerful exercise.
Oh,
Okay, let's get back to some of these tips and tools.
Got it. All right. So these tools that I'm going to talk about, we're going to talk about honesty. We're going to talk about gratitude. We're going to talk about self-love, acceptance, patience, and humor. And I know we've kind of touched a little bit on them here and there, but I'll go into a little bit more of how they affected me and how they can help you guys as well through your times. First of all, too, these are not by any means a way of solving your problem or removing you from your situation. These are things to embrace to help you see the light when you're in the dark, basically.
See the light in the dark. And where there is light, there can be no darkness.
You got it.
See the light in the midst of your dark, and your dark will dissipate. All right, go ahead.
I love that. That's beautiful. Love that. And also, too, I have them, spelled out, but there's really no particular order because for me, especially because my chronic issues were or have been a long time thing. I kind of the evolution of the situation calls for different tools at different times, and so there's really no order, and there's really no wrong way or one way to use it. Stay with them as long as you need and embrace them anytime. And that's the way I look at it is, there's some things just to put in your happiness toolkit and take them out as needed or as wanted, So the big one, the big one here, and this was a toughie for me, was honesty. Because when when I was having my flares, I would realize, okay, I'm dealing with the issues. But when they go away, I'd be like, oh, I'm fine. Pretend nothing happened. And so I would live in like the little denial state until the next flare would come. And then I'd be like, deny, that kind of thing. And so I don't know. Sometimes with our crappy situations, we may not exactly be honest with ourselves about them. Now that can be intentional because I know I was intentionally doing it, but it can also be unconscious. You may not even be aware that you're in, that you're in this situation. So it's really important to be honest, to get real with yourself and to reflect and become aware of your situation. And once you're there, that's kind of the beginning of the story. And of course, for me, as time went on, I'd start being honest, and there were some other things that would come around that I'd have to revisit honesty and say, okay, how am I really looking at this situation? And so it's a tool that, is very helpful, not just a one and done kind of thing. But it definitely was the first start for me, was getting honest with myself and saying that things need to change. My situation needs to change. My outlook needs to change because it's not helping me. It's not helping anybody around me. And so I need to do something different. So that was the first one.
Okay. And even I think it was Shakespeare that said, to thyself be true.
Yes.
To thyself be true.
Yeah.
That is so important. Okay, go. And you know what? I have a couple of commercials I need to play. So I'm going to play those, and then we're going to come right back and continue this conversation. So give me 1 second here and let me play.
Hallelujah.
Hey there, Jason McNamara here, and I'm about to drop something truly game-changing your way. Are you tired of the same old 9-to-5 grind? Feeling stuck in obtaining the life you deserve and craving something more? Well, listen up, because I've got something you will not want to miss. Introducing the No More 9 to 5 Club Professional Membership, your ticket to freedom and success in the entrepreneurial world. With our professional membership, you'll get access to weekly coaching sessions, pre-recorded trainings, and a vibrant community of fellow game changers. You get access to technology that will allow you to automate passive income streams, as well as unlock all of our expert-led trainings in the back office so you know where to go for good advice when you need it. You will also use the club to build up a residual income stream with a 2-tier 33% affiliate commission unlocked at this level, allowing you to help people help themselves while generating a residual passive income stream for yourself. And here's the kicker. For a limited time, you can unlock all of this just for a $1.11 donation to our club foundation.
I like this one.
Your first month is on us. So what's holding you back? Click the link below, make your donation, and let's start building the life and business of your dreams together. Here at the No More 9 to 5 Club, we're all about turning dreams into reality and smashing through those glass ceilings.
That's what I'm talking about, Jake.
Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, we've got the tools and support you need to thrive and evolve. And don't forget to sign up for our bootcamp training. It's the perfect way to kickstart your journey and unlock even more perks. So what are you waiting for? Join the No More 9 to 5 Club today, and let's make those dreams a reality. I can't wait to see you on the inside. You only get one now. Invest it in your better future. Let's make magic happen together.
More 925. Let me tell you about this organization network. It is an opportunity for you to network with other like-minded people, to gain wisdom and insights through the masterminds that are available through the organization. It is a way for you to gain residual income, look at ways of residual income. That's a part of the platform. If you do have a 9 to 5, don't let that stop you from joining No More 9 to 5, because you may find your purpose and your passion by being a part of other people who are doing some things. And you may find there are some opportunities for residual income based on all the opportunities that are in the group. No More 9 to 5. Check it out. You can go to bit.ly/no more 9 and the number 2 5 VT. Check it out. No More 9 to 5.
In a world where authenticity is the key, unlock your brand's potential with ADM's game-changing marketing solutions. We craft striking logos that embody your brand's spirit and build websites that captivate and convert. Our lead generation strategies are tailored to your needs, driving growth and boosting your bottom line. And our content, well, it's not just content. It's a narrative, a story that connects and resonates with your audience. But here at ADM, we're about more than just exceptional services. We're about authenticity, about staying true to who you are and what you stand for, because realness, that's what makes a brand unforgettable. So if you're ready to elevate your brand with authenticity and excellence, follow this page. Dive deeper into the world of divine marketing and become part of our community. Because at ADM, we're not just about making brands, we're about making brands matter.
Let me tell you, the video that I played earlier, that was created by Authentic Divine Marketing. They will give you what you want to get your message out in such a way that it's going to be heartfelt and it's going to really drive business to you. So check out Ariel Chime and the Authentic Divine Marketing. Go to https://bit.ly/divine chime. Check it out. Check it out. All right. Back to you.
All right. So after getting honest, we're going to move on to gratitude. We did touch upon that a little bit, and it's super important because gratitude, I don't mean just like the, thank you card kind of gratitude or Thanksgiving kind of gratitude. I mean the genuinely thing to appreciate either a person or thing, something that genuine. It, because, and then, and celebrating it. Because when you have that gratitude, that is it's a game changer. It is a perspective shift. That is the thing that kind of put the light bulb from going from the negative to the positive shift. It brings you hope, and hope is one of the most important things when you're in a crappy situation. And it was especially and is especially critical to me during my health issues. Hope and belief, but hope that it will get better, and that no matter how deep you are in anything, it will get better. And so that and that celebration and that gratitude, man, it doesn't have to be like a big grand gesture or anything. Like I said, like in that year, 2013 to 2014, when all I could do was move my eyes, oh my God, I'm like, that kept me going, and I celebrated that. I was like, I may not be able to, get out of the bed. I may have to have everybody help me move, do everything, but I can move my eyes. And so it will get better, and
it did.
And it does. And the thing about celebrating too is embrace it and do it all the time. If even, it's not just, for special occasions. It's the, get that thing that you're grateful for. And if you have to set alarm on your clock, and 2 or 3 times a day, get up and just start shouting because, you're alive. And, or just that, like I said, if I put in my clock to, hey, eyes opening today, celebrate kind of thing. It definitely will. It'll cause what I call a gratitude snowball effect. And I don't mean it like snowballing, down. That's how most people think a snowball effect. I'm talking snowballing upwards. Because once what happens is in that mindset shift, you grab onto that one thing that you're focusing on, that you're celebrating. And then all of a sudden, you start to see other things that you can focus on and that you can celebrate. And it's just the ripple upward. And that right there, again, helps you to find that happy in the crappy. Because, yeah, your situation's not the best, but there's this little thing here that I'm happy about and can celebrate. There's this little thing here. And then all of a sudden it becomes big things. And then your crappy situation starts becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. So
That's beautiful. So grab onto that one thing that you can focus on for gratitude. Focused gratitude.
yes, indeed.
Set your alarm to focus on gratitude if you're not one that does it on a regular basis. Gratitude, being thankful is so important, and it can really help your mindset. All right.
It really does. All right. Then we go on to self-love. And this is giving yourself the permission to feel all the feels and to give yourself space and give yourself grace. Because, a lot of the times when you're in a crappy situation, you blame yourself, or you feel like you're not worth being happy, or, you're not worthy of happiness. You're not worthy of the, because of all this crappy stuff that's happening, that sometimes you start to devalue yourself.
Yes.
And so being able to remind yourself that, I love myself no matter what.
Say that again. And I'm putting it in here. And that's another affirmation. I love myself no matter what. Let me hear you say it, audience. I love myself no matter what. Yes.
And that was a big game changer too, because I was thinking that, okay, all these problems that I'm having, I'm becoming a burden to all these other people that are helping me. And so I was not viewing their help as a gift. I was viewing me burdening them. And so allowing myself to love myself better helped a lot with that. And it just, again, it's another mindset shift when you can
Yes.
allow that.
Absolutely. And self-love. How can you love anybody else if you don't love yourself? In fact, scripture says, love thy neighbor as thyself. You can't love your neighbor if you don't love yourself. And so that self-love, with all your inadequacies or whatever as you see it, love yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. I love you for who you are. I love you for who you are becoming. I love you. And when you can have that self-love, you can have and find some happiness.
And that is true. That is definitely true. Because when I started to embrace that self-love, I started to love the people that were around me a lot better, because I wasn't focused on the things because as for me anyway, I felt like all my independence was being taken away, and that people were, it was because of other people. And just the anger. And when I let that go and loved myself better, I could love other people better. And
Yes.
so it
Yes.
definitely,
And it fills your heart.
yes,
That love just bubbles over, and don't be shy about telling your friends, I love you, by telling your family, I love you, by telling people that are close to you, I love you.
absolutely.
It's so important. Love is the key. It is the key. And the more we spread love, the more we spread happiness. And the
Yes,
more we spread happiness, the more we spread love.
it's a beautiful cycle. Beautiful cycle indeed. Yes, yes, yes. And then I had moved on to what I call acceptance. And that right there, that's where you're leaning in, you're loving, and you're embracing everything about the crap, about what you're feeling, about the crappy situation, and just basically it's the emotional dump. It's you're doing the work, and everything just comes out, and you learn, or you work on accepting it, and you keep it there until you keep all the feelings there until they're no longer serving you. And when they're no longer serving you, that's when you let them go. And
Yeah.
that's the part of the acceptance kind of cycle, is embracing it all and taking it all
Let
in,
it,
and just not being scared or angry, or just letting it all flow, because that's what the human condition is all about, experiencing it fully. And once you do that, then you can just let it go.
yes, because awareness precedes change. And so once you acknowledge the crap, then you can move on away from the crap. And I think the serenity prayer would also be very appropriate and helpful during this time. If you cannot change the situation, accept the things I cannot change, change the things I can, and know the difference. And see, Amanda, you had to accept
Oh yeah.
your physical condition, but you did not have to allow it to dictate your mental thoughts. or your emotional thoughts and feelings because you accept it. Okay, this is what it is. And like you said, I'm thankful for my eyes. I'm thankful I can move my eyes. I may not be able to move my body. My feet may be crippled. I may be moving towards the fetal position because of the crippling, but I can move my eyes.
Yep, indeed. And moving along with that they kind of go hand in hand here is patience, because that's given us the gift of time, and it's given us the time for ourselves, for the situation, and for the whole process. And basically it's it's not going to be that way forever. And so accepting how it is right this minute, right this moment, is what's important. But be patient, because it's not going to always be that way. So patience is that next tool. And oh my goodness, when they say patience is a virtue, they are not wrong there. Not wrong at all.
Right. And again, there's a scripture that says, let patience have its perfect work. So when we can be patient, knowing that this too shall pass, knowing that our trials and our struggles, they come to strengthen us or to teach us.
I want to circle back to acceptance, because I forgot a big factor in there. One of the things about acceptance is that accepting that you're not alone in your crappy situation, and accepting support and help from others. That was one thing that I didn't want to do for a long time, and that's especially because like I said, I felt everything was going away from me. So I wanted to hold on to whatever I could and not accept help, because I felt for some reason that was making me more independent. And in fact, it was just making my life worse. So when in that acceptance factor tool, realize that there are always resources, and there are always people out there who are willing and want to help. And when you can accept that aids in the finding the happy and the crappy, because it's not only it's not only allowing other people to help you, which is a gift, but it's allowing the connection with other people, and it's allowing that it's taking that isolation away, and it's allowing that connection to make a better turnaround into from the crappy to the happy.
Yes.
Then my last one, of course, is humor. You can't like you in your apartment. You gotta sometimes just start singing "Don't Worry, Be Happy," and start laughing, because one thing laughing does is it provides endorphins, and endorphins are the happy hormone. So that's a big one. And then it's also humor provides a positive distraction. And sometimes that's what you need from your crappy situation, a distraction, but a positive one. And laughter and humor definitely does the trick. So, listen to a funny podcast, or watch a funny movie, or sing a funny song, get somebody to tell a joke. And it definitely, that helps also to just bring that happy into the crap, or from the crappy.
Yes, I'm telling you, I love to laugh. And I don't like these scary movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love comedies. And if you're down in the dumps, watch a comedy. If you're down in the dumps, go to a comedy show. If you're down in the dumps, sing happy songs. I'm telling you, it makes all the difference in the world. And I know from my own experience. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Just don't worry. Because worry is a wasted energy.
Indeed, indeed. And one of my favorite songs, and I listen to this on a daily basis, is "Happy" by Pharrell. I mean,
Oh, yes, yes,
you wrong
yes,
with that.
yes, yes. Listen to Happy by Pharrell. Yes. It makes you want to move.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. And I do have another commercial that I need to play. And I have a couple of things I need to share. Pharrell. I spelled his name wrong. Anyway. Yeah, listen to Happy by Pharrell. All right, let me go to a commercial right quick. We will be right back.
Nothing is impossible for this woman. She walks by faith, and God keeps her in perfect peace. She will never give up. She finds joy in God's mercy.
That's not okay. This is
Mama Knows creates high quality products that are available to be used on multiple textures of hair. Her goal is to bridge the gap to stop people from having to use multiple products because of families with multiple hair types. Her products are currently being used on men, women, children of all ethnicities. Mama Knows products are available at www.mamaknowsproducts.com. That's www.mamaknowsproducts.com. You can also find her on Instagram at Mama Knows Products because, you know, Mama knows what you need.
mamaknowsproducts.com. mamaknowsproducts.com. Let me tell you about these products. They are amazing. They smell great and they're great for all ethnicities and all types of hair. Conditioners, shampoos, hair serums, moisturizers, and just a number of products that you will absolutely love. And I'm telling you, you want to check out mamaknowsproducts.com. Why? Because Mama knows what you need. And we're running out of time. We are, oh, I do want to bring up your books right quick. And then I want to just honor fathers this Father's Day weekend. But we have this book. This was your first book,
Yeah.
Sacred Surrender. Tell us a little bit about that.
That one is where I talk about the origins of Project Shape. So the title was How I Got into Shape, Spreading Happiness Across Planet Earth.
Awesome. Awesome. Beautiful. And then you've got Leaders with a Heart.
And that one was my most recent. That was in January for this year. And my chapter there was Spreading Happiness, My Gift to the World and Its Gift to Me, because the theme of that particular book was finding our gifts and sharing them with the world.
Awesome. And you can find her at www.spreaderofthehappy.com. www.spreaderofthehappy.com. Well, listen, I am honored that you were on my show tonight. And I am just looking forward to us continuing to connect. And what I want to say to our audience, you can find me on Paradigm TV. You can also find me on the Thriving Women TV. I co-host 3 shows on that network. One is Children's Lives Matter. The other is Every Child Can Learn. And the other is Thriving Women Talk. So check out Thriving Women TV. Check out Paradigm Television Network. And we're going to conclude tonight by me just wishing fathers a happy Father's Day. So we're going to end our show with this poem, and we will see you next week. And if you will hold on, I want to see you right after the show. So thank you all. God bless, and have a great weekend, a great Father's Day weekend. Father, provider, protector, role model for a son, the image of the man that will be the husband of your daughter when that time comes. What's best for your children should be concern number one, regardless of any obstacles a father must overcome. Sometimes the injustices of our society towards many of our fathers can make it hard to stand, but you gotta stand and be a man and a father to your children in every way you possibly can. Demonstrate their worth through you by the words that you say and the things that you do. Don't ever put your children down or call them out of their name. They may become whatever you claim. Lift them up to higher ground. Let their inner beauty be seen, be found. Show them and tell them how special they are. Be the light. Be the light. Be the light to take them far. Show them and tell them how much you really care, and let them know no matter what, you will always, in all ways, be there. Pray that our fathers will be guided by the light to lead their children in the ways that are right.
The